education, and he has more than 4.5 decade of experience in this field of higher education. He is a person belonging to the faculty of science and science and technology, basically from the chemical engineering. And he during his services, during his entire service, he has served at many positions, like as the head of department, deans. But rather than these positions, he is a best teacher and an innovative teacher. Those who have taught not only the students but have also trained the faculty members across the country. He is associated with the various renowned projects with the immense institution, and under his able guidance, Triple IT Hyderabad has obtained a plus plus grade under the NAC accreditation system. So, friends, we are luckily fortunate to having such kind of great expert today within this session. So, sir, I again extend my warm welcome to you, and now may I request you to start with your sessions, please.
Very good afternoon, friends. At the outset, I am grateful Professor Muhammad Atik, Director, UGC MMTTC of this reputed university, Saint Gadge Baba Amravati University, Maharashtra. I am honored to be here today afternoon to exchange a few of my ideas on this very important topic, outcome-based education and curriculum design. All of you are already in the outcome-based education framework. It is mandatory by NEP 2020 and also by UGC and also by NBA to implement outcome-based education in its true spirit. When you talk about outcome-based education, it has three components. The first component is curriculum design. The second component is teaching, learning strategies, pedagogy, outcome-based pedagogy. And the third component is outcome-based assessment. All these three constitute outcome-based education. Today, I'm going to discuss the first part, that is curriculum design part, because the time available is 90 minutes. So we can be able to discuss outcome-based education in general and also specifically curriculum design part. With this brief introduction, I shall proceed with the presentation of my lecture in the form of PPT. There will be a question-answer session at the end of the lecture. Please note down your questions in your notebook. Your questions will be very important for me. While answering these questions, you will have greater clarity and depth of knowledge. That is important. Are you able to see my slides, sir? Dear friends, are you able to see my slides?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Am I audible? Clear? My voice is clear to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine, fine. So when you define outcome-based education, we always take the definition given by Spady in 1994. Outcome-based education means we focus clearly and organize everything in an educational system around what is essential for the students to be able to do, please note this point, at the end of significant learning experiences. That means we start with a clear picture as to what is important for students to be able to do. Then we organize curriculum instruction, and assessment to make sure that learning ultimately happens. Therefore, outcome-based education system aims at developing clear set of learning outcomes, right? In our educational systems, components can be focused. We also must establish the conditions and opportunities within the education system that enable and encourage all the students to achieve the essential learning outcomes. Now we must know what exactly are these learning outcomes. That is crucial, sir. You should have total clarity, in-depth idea what exactly we mean by learning outcomes. Outcomes are clear learning results that as teachers, we want the students to demonstrate at the end of significant learning experiences. Outcomes are what learners can actually do with what they have understood, what they have learned. They are the tangible applications of what has been learned. That means outcomes are actions and performances that enable and reflect the learner's competence, the student's competence in using the content, ideas, information, and tools successfully. This is what we understand by learning outcomes. Revised Bloom's taxonomy of learning levels is widely accepted to help the educators to write the learning outcomes of any course. You must understand, therefore, the revised Bloom's taxonomy of cognitive levels in order to write the learning outcomes of any theory course. So briefly, I shall discuss the revised Bloom's taxonomy of learning levels. There are 6 levels according to Bloom. The lowest one is remember. The students will be able to remember things without understanding anything. Rote learning. They will give the statements of the theorem, but if you ask them what is it, they can't explain. That is the lowest level. The next higher level is understand. The students can be able to explain the concepts in their own words and give new examples of their own. That is understand level. Next level, apply level. The students can apply the learned concepts to any unknown context. That is apply level. Then analyze level. Next higher level, then apply level. The students will be able to break the information into parts and determine how the parts relate to one another and to overall structure. Then next level, evaluate level. The students will be able to evaluate different designs, models, procedures, software, algorithms, and make judgment which is superior to others. There is a part of evaluation. Evaluation is necessary here. Judgment is necessary here. Right. The students can also be able to evaluate a given product as per the existing standards or benchmarks. For example, Bureau of Indian Standards. Right. Then finally, the highest level is create level. The students can be able to synthesize new materials, new products, generate new ideas, new models, new software, new designs of a product, new algorithms. new business models, new marketing models, create. That is the highest level of the learning levels, create level. The lowest level is remember level and highest is create level. As these levels of mastery of the subject are related to thinking, we call them cognitive levels. Cognition means related to mental process, thinking process. So let us recap. What are the 6 learning levels, sir, according to revised Bloom's taxonomy? Remember, from lowest to highest we shall proceed. Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Remember is the lowest level, create is the highest level. Then there is a hierarchy in these learning levels. And remember, understand, apply are considered to be relatively less complex, simple. Therefore, we call them lower order thinking skills, lots. Whereas analyze, evaluate, and create, these 3 are considered to be more complex in nature. Therefore, we call them higher order thinking skills, that is HOTS. Lots, HOTS. We should always have in course learning outcomes at least 1 or 2 of HOTS. Not all of them lots. So here I'm going to explain, see, ultimately, we use action verbs in writing the learning outcomes, right? So those action verbs depend upon the cognitive level. Therefore, remember cognitive level, we use action verbs such as examples only here. The entire list is given in the internet, given by Bloom. Define, state, list, name, identify, recognize, etc. Then understand level, explain, classify, describe, discuss, give examples, etc. Then apply level, apply, interpret, solve, show, predict, employ, etc. Then analyze level, analyze, calculate, compare, differentiate, etc. Then evaluate level, evaluate, judge, conclude, assess, etc. These are examples. Then create, highest level, create, design, develop, synthesize, devise, design, etc., construct, etc. So I have given the cognitive levels and examples of action verbs against each cognitive level. Then I have developed 12 guidelines which will help you in writing the learning outcomes perfectly. Standard learning outcomes and error-free learning outcomes when you consider the international standards, right? So based on my own expertise and based on expertise of others in the field, I have consolidated and written 12 guidelines which will be useful to you to write the learning outcomes of any given course. The first guideline is write the learning outcomes in terms of what the learner does, in terms of what the student does. That is the first guideline. Second guideline is common stem for all the learning outcomes. Instead of repeating again and again, at the beginning, you write, after completing this course, the student should be able to. That is the common stem, common to all the learning, all the course learning. Guideline 3. The learning outcome consists of 3 parts: performance part, condition part, and criterion part. Performance part includes an action verb and subject content. That is performance part. So all course outcomes must include performance part. Then condition means the conditions under which the learner will perform the action. That means either using a resource or in a particular context, using a resource or in a particular context. That is the condition part. Using a software, using a database, using a particular learning management system, using a particular algorithm, using a given literature, right? That is the resource. In a given context, in common engineering design situations, that is the context. In rural areas, that is the context. Okay. So condition includes either resource or context. That is the meaning of condition. That means without mentioning that context or resource, it is incomplete. Then you must mention the condition. Then criterion means how well the students will perform the action. How well in terms of quality parameter. Students will be able to write a coherent paragraph without any error. Students will be able to do accounting without any error. Students will be able to design an algorithm without any error. That is the criterion part. So whenever necessary, you use condition part and criterion part, but performance part is compulsory in all the learning outcomes. That is the third guideline. Then fourth guideline, the learning outcome must be achievable by all the students. 80% of the students. What does it mean? In the first year undergraduate programs itself, undergraduate courses itself, please do not use create level and evaluate level. 80% of the students will not be able to achieve. Only 5 or 10% may be able to achieve create level and evaluate level. Therefore, in first year courses, undergraduate program, you use up to analyze level, apply and analyze level, understand, apply and analyze level. No course outcome must be at remember level. That is the lowest level. It is meaningless. Course outcomes should not be written at remember level. Please note this point. Fifth guideline, the learning outcome must be measurable. Choose suitable action verb. Please do not use the action verbs like remember, understand, know, acquire, gain, appreciate, think, believe, realize, etc., which are not measurable, because you cannot give a question using any of these action verbs. Can you give a question, remember so-and-so theorem? Can you give a question, understand so-and-so procedure? Can you give a question, know so-and-so subject content? These are the action verbs which indicate the process of learning, but not the learning outcomes. This is a very important guideline. Many students commit errors here. They use the action verbs remember, understand, know, acquire, gain, appreciate, think like that, learn, know, outcomes, learning outcomes, right? Like define, explain, apply, analyze, evaluate, solve. Such action verbs must be used. Then sixth guideline, fix the learning level first, then choose the suitable action verb for that level. as per the Bloom's taxonomy list is given. You can search in the internet, that list is available. Bloom's taxonomy action verbs list. Then 7th guideline, start writing each learning outcome with an action verb of the performance part. With an action verb of the performance part. Always start writing with an action verb. Any learning outcome. 8th guideline, use only one action verb in general in each learning outcome. Use only one action verb in general for each learning outcome. Very important, sir. Suppose the cognitive level is analyze. You can use action verb corresponding to analyze level. Apply, understand, remember, or it is obvious the student has achieved those levels. So the cognitive level at which you are referring to, corresponding action verb you mention. In some universities, they mention the students will be able to understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, like that. That is wrong. The higher cognitive level, whatever you want to mention, corresponding to action verb you mention. Automatically it is understood that the lower cognitive levels are achieved. There is a hierarchy in cognitive levels. 9th guideline, the learning outcome must be easily understood by students without any ambiguity. Please use the simplest possible language, English language. Don't use complex sentences. So what you mean and what the students understand, there should be perfect agreement. That is important. These course outcomes are not only for the teacher, they are for the teacher and also for the student. Right? So, 10th guideline, for each learning outcome, cognitive level, that is learning level, must be mentioned within the brackets, so that the students know if it is a higher cognitive level, analyze level, they have to put in more effort, solve many problems, many case studies. Therefore, better we put cognitive level within the brackets. 11th guideline, the course outcomes may be mostly at understand level and higher level. Not even a single course outcome at remember level, that is not acceptable. Minimum, the lowest level acceptable is understand level. You may ask me a question here, sir, should we have one course outcome at understand level, one at apply level, one at analyze level, one at evaluate, like that? No, not necessary. You can have all course outcomes at apply level. You can have all course outcomes at analyze level. You can have 2 understand level, 2 apply level, 2 analyze level. You can have 1 understand level, 3 apply level, 2 analyze level. Right? This is the clarity, because such questions arise. The number of course outcomes, 12th guideline is number of course outcomes may be 5 or 6 for a 3 or 4 credit course. 5 or 6 for a 3 or 4 credit course. You may have 2 credit courses also. Then how many should be the course outcomes? 3 or 4, enough for a 2 credit course. For a 3 or 4 credit course, 5 to 6. Some universities ask me the questions in such workshops. Sir, our university, for all the programs, 4 units, 4 course outcomes. 4 credit course, 4 units, 4 course outcomes uniformly across the departments. That is wrong. 4 course outcomes for a core 4 credit course are not acceptable. 5 or 6. National Board of Accreditation mentioned 6 course outcomes for a 4 credit course. And then there is no need for uniformity across the departments, 4 units. Some courses may require 5 units. Some courses may require 6 units. You can give the range of units, 4 to 6 units or 5 to 6 units. Course outcomes, 5 to 6 course outcomes for a 3 or 4 credit course. These are the 12 guidelines, right? So please apply these 12 guidelines. You can develop a standard course outcomes for any given course, right? I am now giving some examples for because it is your College of Engineering and Management. There will be some supportive courses also. So some engineering examples, management examples, supportive courses like English, etc. Some examples also I shall give. Course name, Design and Analysis of Algorithms. This is generally offered in BTech Computer Science and Engineering, BSc Computer Science and Engineering, MCA. In all these programs, the Design and Analysis of Algorithms course is offered. Course outcomes, COs. After completion of this course, students should be able to, this is the common stem. Course outcomes is the heading. You should put the heading. After completion of this course, students should be able to, or students will be able to, that is the common stem. Every time you need not repeat. Then CO1, course outcome 1, demonstrate a familiarity with major algorithms and data structures. Here, demonstrate is the action verb. Familiarity with major algorithms and data structures is the subject content. The action verb and subject content. You consider that as a performance part. Okay. Then apply is the action verb. Important algorithmic design paradigms and methods of analysis. That is the subject content. Here also performance part. What is the cognitive level? Apply level. Then third one, analyze the asymptotic performance of algorithms. Cognitive level, analyze level. Here also performance part. Right action verb. Rigorous correctness proofs for algorithms. Cognitive level, apply level. Then you look at the 5th course outcome. Synthesize efficient algorithms without any error in common engineering design situations. Synthesize efficient algorithms. That is the performance part. Without any error. That is the criterion part. In common engineering design situations, that is the context, condition part. 5th course outcome shows that in some cases, the course outcome must consist of performance part, and criterion part, all the 3 parts. This 5th course outcome gives an example for condition part, criterion part, and performance part. All the 3 are there. Right? This is an example for engineering. So this is an example for science. College of Engineering and Management means there will be science courses also. Of course, I am giving the example at postgraduate level, by chance if some colleges have PG programs. After completion of this course, students will be able to common STEM, apply the principles of data analysis to the results obtained by any analytical method, apply level. Apply basic concepts of volumetric and gravimetric analysis, apply level. Select suitable spectroscopic technique and interpret the results obtained by qualitative and quantitative analysis of any given material, analyze level. Interpret the results of thermal methods of analysis of any given material. Interpret the results of different electroanalytical methods of analysis, analyze level. Evaluate the suitability and appropriateness of different methods of analysis for a given application in industry, evaluate level. You see here, apply, analyze, and evaluate. 2 apply level, 3 analyze level, 1 evaluate level. Very standard course. So I am skipping the social science examples because it is College of Engineering and Management. Now I am showing you an example of principles of management. It's a very standard course, and also standard course outcomes are mentioned here. Course outcomes, you should write first. Then after completion of this course, the students will be able to, that is the common step, integrate management principles and into management practices, right? Apply level. Then assess global situation, including opportunities and threats that will impact the organization, management of an organization, analyze level. Assess managerial practices and choices relative to ethical principles and standards, analyze level. Specify how the managerial tasks of planning, organizing, and controlling can affect in a variety of circumstances, apply level. Evaluate different approaches to addressing issues of diversity, evaluate level. Evaluate the global context for taking managerial actions of planning, organizing, and controlling, evaluate level. Please reflect upon this for 1 minute. These are the course outcomes. 6 course out, 2, 3, 4, 6 course outcomes for a course on principles of management. Higher cognitive levels, not even a single one at understand level or remember level. Apply, analyze, and evaluate. That is how management courses should have apply, analyze, and evaluate levels. Engineering programs should have apply, analyze, and evaluate, and create levels also if it is a 3rd year and 4th year courses. Please reflect upon this, because it is College of Engineering and Management. Then, any engineering college or science college will always have English for technical communication. Therefore, I am showing one example of English for technical communication. Course outcomes. At the end of the course, the students will be able to, common STEM, explain the basic principles of grammar and vocabulary, understand level. Write clear and coherent paragraphs, apply level. Write effective resume, cover letter, and letters for a variety of purposes, apply level. Prepare technical reports and interpret graphs, apply level. Develop reading comprehension skills, apply level. Develop English speech, sound, stress, and intonation, apply level. 1 understand level and 5 apply level. That is how English for technical communication course can be there in any engineering college. Right. So now I have shown you examples. I have given you guidelines. I have also shown you examples. With examples and the guidelines, you must be able to write a clear and error-free standard course outcomes for any given course. Origin of outcome-based education in India, OBE, outcome-based education, the acronym is OBE. It is essentially based on Washington Accord. Don't bother about the moving of slides. I don't know why it is doing. It will be settled by itself. It is based on Washington Accord. What is Washington Accord? It is an accord signed initially by 6 countries, including USA, UK, Ireland, 6 countries, way back in 1989. What is its purpose? Its purpose is to mutually recognize the degrees awarded by the member countries of the Washington Accord. For what purpose? For the purpose of higher studies and for the purpose of employment. Our 4-year BTech degree is recognized by them. Your 2-year MBA degree is recognized by the other countries. That is the meaning of Washington Accord. Right? India has become a signatory of Washington Accord on June 13th, 2014. There is a gap of 25 years. At the beginning of Washington Accord signed by 6 countries, and India becoming signatory after 25 years. And the member countries follow the outcome-based accreditation of the programs. That is how NBA has come into picture. National Board of Accreditation has come into picture. National Board of Accreditation gives accreditation for engineering, management, pharmacy, and architecture programs. All right. So yours is College of Engineering and Management. Now the participants are from College of Engineering and Management. Therefore, you are under NBA. Your programs are accredited by NBA. Accredited, not accredited. For 3 years or 6 years. Right? These are the 2 categories for NBA. NAC gives grading, but very soon NAC also is going to modify its regulations. Then graduate attributes formulated by NBA. When we talk about graduate attributes, they are a set of knowledge, skills, and attitudes, KSA, considered essential for all the graduate engineers of 21st century. These graduate attributes are fixed by National Board of Accreditation in comparison with the graduate attributes of the member countries. So all graduate engineers are expected to demonstrate these graduate attributes after completion of their degrees. The institutions, the colleges or universities, which can ensure that their fresh graduates will have the outcome-based education. They may be accredited by National Board of Accreditation. Only those institutions which implement outcome-based education, which implement NBA curriculum framework alone can be accredited. These provide the means for establishing substantial equivalence for the purpose of higher studies and employment. These graduate attributes are relevant for engineering programs only, right? Initially. So now there are revised guidelines. According to the revised guidelines, for UG programs, they have fixed 11 program outcomes. For PG programs, they have fixed for 10 program outcomes. For MBA, they have fixed only 5 program outcomes, according to the revised guidelines 2023-24. So I am skipping the learning outcomes based curriculum framework. I am directly coming to NBA curriculum framework. because it is College of Management, Engineering and Management. You don't have participants from social sciences, psychology, etc., right? Arts, etc. Therefore, directly I have come to NBA framework, curriculum design in NBA framework. Recently, I have published a video in YouTube. Please watch that video from my channel. Its title is Outcome-Based Curriculum Design, UG Engineering Programs. Outcome-Based Curriculum Design, UG Engineering Programs. Exclusively for UG Engineering Programs, I have discussed at length, comprehensively in that video, which spans for about 15 minutes. No, 20 minutes, right? So I shall give you my channel link also. Whoever is interested in becoming good teachers, the entire pedagogy, entire outcome-based education, entire NEP is available in my channel, about in the form of 39 videos, right? So now let me explain this. Please have clarity about curriculum design in NBA curriculum framework. Your engineering programs, management programs must be done only in NBA framework, not in UGC framework. UGC framework is applicable for art, science, commerce, law, fine arts, dance, music, etc. Journalism, mass communication, etc. For engineering and management, only NBA framework is applicable. Architecture, pharmacy, all these 4 programs. So please look at this slide, sir, thoroughly. When we talk about vision and mission, vision and mission are related to the department. Institute has its vision and mission. But each department should have vision and mission. College of Engineering and Management department should have its own vision and mission. Computer Science and Engineering should have its own vision and mission. ECE department should have its own vision and mission. Please note this point. How we have to write all these also I shall explain. First, what? What are the various components in the curriculum framework? Then you have program educational objectives. What are these program educational objectives? Specific to the program, their knowledge, skills, application skills, communication skills, self-learning skills, employable opportunity skills, all related to the specific to a particular engineering program or to a particular management program. These are called program educational objectives, which the graduates are capable of demonstrating within the first few years after their graduation. Even employable opportunity skills also. How do you decide program educational objectives? The program educational objectives should be based on the needs of the students, who undergo that particular program. The program educational objectives must be decided by discussion with the faculty, employing organizations, and alumni. Thoroughly, they must be discussed. Program educational objectives. They should not be too many, around 5. Around 5 program educational objectives are good enough, right? So now, then program outcomes. Okay. Program outcomes are fixed by NBA. As I mentioned, 11 program outcomes are fixed by NBA and 5 program outcomes for management fixed by NBA. You don't have any choice to change. Program educational objectives, your faculty, employing organizations, and alumni together can discuss and finalize. Vision and mission, the department will finalize. Whereas program outcomes are fixed by National Board of Accreditation. So the 11 program outcomes for engineering, they are available in my video, right? You can kindly go through. Then what are course outcomes? In order to realize the program outcomes, you have different courses. About 45 courses if it is a UG program. About 20 to 25 courses if it is a PG program. You have course outcomes. After the students have achieved the course outcomes, they will be achieving the program outcomes. Once they achieve program outcomes, they achieve graduate attributes. They also achieve program educational objectives. Please see from top to bottom and also bottom to top, both ways. You should have 2 to 3 iterations, top to bottom, bottom to top, so that there is agreement between one and the other. I shall explain all those things. So vision mission statements of the department, how do you write? Now, I'm going to explain how part. What part I have explained already. How to write. These things I am explaining now. Vision and mission statements of the department, how to write. Vision is a futuristic statement that the department would like to achieve over a period of time, over a long period of time, generally written in a single sentence. Generally written in a single sentence, vision statement. I will give you example also. Mission statements are of the department are means to achieve the vision statement. Suppose yours is autonomous college of Engineering and Management. So then you can write 4 mission statements. If it is affiliated college, you are not offering any doctoral programs, you can write 3 mission statements. Mission statement 1, related to human resource development through teaching programs offered by the department or center. Mission statement 2, related to research. Mission statement 3, related to extension programs, sponsored research project, training programs, etc. Mission statement 4, collaboration with other international and national organizations. So as applicable to your college, you can write 3 or 4. I am giving an example also of Central University of Karnataka Department of Chemistry. Because it is a vision and mission, no problem whether it is science or engineering, right? Vision statement, to be one of the well-recognized departments of chemistry for higher learning in India and the world in terms of producing skilled and employable chemists, scientists, teachers, and entrepreneurs who are go-getters in meeting the challenges of industry and society. It's a very excellent vision statement, difficult to achieve. They have to do a lot of effort to achieve this vision statement. Then 4 mission statements. Mission statement 1, to impart quality education at postgraduate and doctoral levels because they do not have undergraduate program, with well-designed curriculum to meet the demands of academia, research labs, and industry. Mission statement 2, to provide the state-of-art research facilities to carry out pioneering and pioneering research in cutting-edge areas of chemistry. Mission Statement 3, to become a hub for human resource development and sponsored projects with funding from national and global agencies. Mission Statement 4, to associate with national and international reputed institutions towards excellence and collaborative research. Right. See, vision and mission statements also carry weightage, whether you go for NBA accreditation or NAC accreditation. You should have well-drafted and realizable vision mission statements. Institute will have its own vision and mission statements, but each department should have vision and mission statements. Program educational objectives describe the academic standard for a specific qualification in terms of levels of disciplinary knowledge, application of knowledge, skills, competencies, attitudes, and values that the holders of the qualification are expected to demonstrate. Right? So I am skipping this. Right? Then program outcomes. It is also called program learning outcomes in UGC terminology, program outcomes, NBA terminology. Because yours is College of Engineering and Management, you use NBA terminology, program outcomes. Program outcomes include subject-specific knowledge and skills and competencies, which the students for specific academic program should be able to demonstrate for the award of the degree. The program outcomes would also focus how to prepare the students for further study, employment, and citizenship. They must have comparability of learning levels and academic standards across different colleges and universities in the country. Program outcomes must be in accordance with graduate attributes. Program outcomes must be mapped well with program educational objectives also. Program-specific outcomes. If the curriculum of an academic program has a few specialized courses, then it may include 2 to 3 program-specific outcomes related to the subject content, knowledge, and skills of those specialized courses. For example, you have BTech Computer Science and Engineering. Then you have a specialized course on Internet of Things, another course on artificial intelligence, another course on machine learning. So you can write 3 program-specific outcomes. NBA also mentioned in the revised guidelines 2 to 3 program-specific outcomes. It is always better that every program has 2 to 3 program-specific outcomes, because NBA has fixed the program outcomes. You don't have to do anything there. Program-specific outcomes, better you have 2 to 3, right? Right. This is an example. I am skipping the example. Then program outcomes must be mapped with the program educational objectives. Here it is mentioned QD. QD means qualification descriptors. Qualification descriptors are program educational objectives. Both mean one and the same. There must be mapping. So 3 indicates high mapping, 2 indicates medium level mapping, and 1 indicates low level mapping. Right. This mapping table is compulsory. Then course learning outcomes or course outcomes, both mean the same. Course outcomes or course learning outcomes, both mean the same. The nomenclature different. The program outcomes are attained by learners through the course outcomes acquired on completion of selected courses of study of a particular academic program. COs must be aligned with POs. You can also watch my video on mapping course outcomes with program outcomes. one video. And calculation of attainment of course outcomes and program outcomes, another video also is there. There I have discussed in detail. The term course is used to mean the individual courses of study that make the scheme of study for an academic program. Course outcomes are specific for learning to a given course, maybe interdisciplinary or disciplinary. Design of each course in the curriculum, we call it course design. A good course design consists of the following components. Number one, prerequisite knowledge. Number two, course learning outcomes or course outcomes in NBA terminology, course outcomes. Then mapping of COs with POs in the form of a table. That is very important, mapping table. Detailed syllabus, including references. Teaching learning strategies in brief, 5 to 6 sentences in brief. Only the names of the methods, group discussion method, learning by doing method, project-based method, problem-solving method, methods only. You don't have to write details. Assessment methods and weightages. So many minor tests, so many midterm examinations, assignments, this much weightage for assignments, end semester examination, this much weightage as far as end semester examination. This is how you should have the course design. I've shared this course design with University of Hyderabad, IIIT Hyderabad, Central University of Karnataka, and many participants who undergo my program, my workshops, they implement in their colleges this kind of course design. Teacher is very clear. Students are very clear how the teacher is going to teach, how the teacher is going to make assessment. Very clear on the day one of starting the course. Then now I am giving you the template. Template is useful for all the programs, any program, whether it is science, social science, arts, management, any program. Name of the department, vision statement, that is single statement, mission statements, 3 to 4 numbers, then qualification descriptors if it is science or social science course, engineering and management program educational objectives, PUOs, 5 to 6. Then mapping between PUOs, you consider this as PUOs because it is College of Engineering and Management. And here, mission statements, this is the first mapping table. PUOs and mission statements, first mapping table. Write 3 in the box for high mapping, 2 in the box for medium mapping, 1 in the box for low mapping, and a dash for no mapping. When there is no mapping, put dash. Don't leave the box empty. Then program outcomes, POs, program specific outcomes 2 to 3. Then mapping table, POs and PSOs and PUOs. Instead of QD, you mention PUOs. Then course design, course code, title of the course, LTP. L stands for lecture hours, T stands for tutorial hours, P stands for practical hours or field work or community engagement. So in course design, this is how for every course, including elective courses, your curriculum should have for all course designs of all the courses, including electives. Whether you offer or not, it should be there in the curriculum. Generally, I advise if the students are interested in choosing a particular course, all electives must be offered, whatever you have mentioned. Even if at least you make a guideline, 5 students must be there for a particular elective. So you should offer. Accordingly, the faculty must be equipped. Then prerequisite knowledge, course outcomes 5 to 6 for a 3, 4 or 4 credit course. Then mapping again, COs instead of CLOs, you read it as COs, COs and POs and PSOs. This mapping table is very, very important. Here also 3 for high mapping, 2 for medium mapping, 1 for low mapping, dash for no mapping. Then detailed syllabus unit wise. In my opinion, you can give a range, the institute can give a range of units, 5 to 6 or 5 to 7, like that. You can give a range of units. But don't insist that all the courses should have the same number of units. That is wrong. You are killing the autonomy of the faculty. The faculty, the courses, they should have flexibility. Right? University of Hyderabad, they have given the flexibility 5 to 7. Right? But I'm of the opinion 5 to 6 is a good flexibility for the number of units. Teaching learning strategies in brief, assessment methods and weightages in brief. Drafting the syllabus, salient points. It must be the student-centered syllabus. It should be of great relevance to the needs of the students by the time they graduate. The course outcomes and the syllabus must be discussed thoroughly in the faculty meeting, including the junior-most faculty, newly recruited faculty. They should also know. With external experts from academia, industry, and employing organizations and alumni. Then in the board of studies, and finally in the academic council. The current and future trends in the discipline must be taken into consideration when you draft the syllabus. The syllabus must not be heavy in outcome-based education, as active learning strategies must be implemented. Students should learn by doing activities in the classroom, analyzing the case studies, solving the problems. Right? Group discussions, active learning strategies must be implemented, not the lecture method. Lecture method is not acceptable in outcome-based education. Lecture method plus problem solving, group discussion, question answer session, or case study analysis. Some activity must be done in every class by the student for at least a minimum of 15 to 20 minutes. That is only then the students will be able to achieve the course outcomes. And there should be home assignment every week, once in every week. For every course, the course design has to be prepared by the concerned faculty member who teaches that course. For the purpose of calculation of credits, 1 lecture hour per week is 1 credit. 1 tutorial hour per week is 1 credit. 2 hours of laboratory work or field work or community service or workshop practice per week equivalent to 1 credit, 1 credit only. All the course designs have to be incorporated into the curriculum semester-wise, starting from the first semester. If a teacher designs a standard outcome-based curriculum and implements the same by using appropriate pedagogy and assessment strategies, the teacher mentors generations of students to become innovators, entrepreneurs, experts in one's own profession, and above all, great teachers. Such teachers will be remembered by their students forever. Such teachers will attain meaning and fulfillment of their lives. I pay rich tributes to such great teachers. I wish that all of you become great teachers. So these are the recommended videos. This is the channel link here. I have given the channel link. I have shared this PPT to the organizers to share with all of you after this lecture is over. Then, if you click the channel link, my channel is open. Otherwise, channel name is Professor B.V. Appa Rao. Appa space Rao. Okay. So all these videos are available in my channel, Learning Outcomes Based Assessment, Learning Through Experience, Socratic Method of Teaching Learning, Constructivist Approach, rubrics as assessment tool for lab reports and project works, teacher-student relationship, How to set good multiple choice questions. Many universities are following my guidelines. How to set good multiple choice questions. Is there any role of reward and punishment in learning? I don't believe that there is any role of reward, and I explained why I don't believe. Guidance, counseling, and mentoring of students, motivation and learning, part 1 and part 2, Bloom's taxonomy of learning levels, part 1, part 2, part 3, holistic education and secular spirituality, holistic education, integration of human values, games, sports, and community service, multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary education, academic audit and quality assurance in higher education, open educational resources and Creative Commons licenses, part 1, part 2, open educational resources in India, mapping of course outcomes with program outcomes, number 28. In detail, I discussed calculation of attainment of course outcomes and program outcomes, intuitive learning, question paper setting. I have not given the links because I have given the link of the channel itself. Question paper setting and grading in outcome-based education, how to deal with diverse learners, the 3 domains of learning, experiential learning, critical pedagogy, reflective learning, artificial intelligence in education, outcome-based curriculum design, UG engineering programs, NEP 2020, multidisciplinary universities. All the colleges must be multidisciplinary. Yours is college of, in addition to St. Gadge Baba, because they are organized in collaboration with the College of Engineering and Management, it should be multidisciplinary. Not only engineering and management, you should have some other programs also. That is according to multidisciplinary universities. Total 39 videos in the web series in my channel are available. So now it is open for discussion. Question answer session. Question answer session now. Questions, please. Around 14 minutes I have kept for question answer session. Any questions? Questions, please. There are 63 participants, as I understand. So I expect many number of questions. Any question you can ask me. Not only outcome-based education, anything. It is totally open platform for question answer session. Any question? You see, without question answer session, it is not an interactive session. UGC wants the session to be interactive session only. The resource persons are asked to provide time. If it is 1.5 hour session, 15 minutes for question answer session. If it is a 3-hour session, 30 minutes for question answer session. Any questions? You can unmute yourself and ask questions. Especially when you map course outcomes with program outcomes, Please remember one important point. You have to consider course outcomes. You must also consider your teaching learning strategies. You must implement active learning strategies. You must also consider assessment strategies. All the three you must consider when you do the mapping table between course outcomes and program outcomes. What are the three you must take into consideration? The course outcomes, the teaching learning strategies, and also assessment strategies. So, for example, communication skills. That will not be there in your course outcomes, but in your teaching learning strategies and assessment strategies, lot of communication goes on. They will be submitting assignments. They will be writing tests. So there is communication skills. If you give mini projects in a particular course or a major projects, there are communication skills. There is self-learning. There is collaboration and teamwork. So in those boxes, you can put 3 for all these things. Please don't forget this. As I see this, in many cases, many boxes in this mapping of course outcomes with program outcomes, many boxes are kept with the dash. That is wrong. Most of the boxes must be filled with either 3 or 2 or 1. Only few boxes must be left with the dash. Must be marked with the dash. Right? So, NAC team is very unhappy. So that means program outcomes are not achieved. The 11 program outcomes for UG and 5 program outcomes for MBA are not achieved. So this CO, PO mapping table, CO, PO and PSO mapping table is very important. For MBA, 5 program outcomes are fixed by NBA, but you should have advanced courses and you write 2 to 3 program specific outcomes. This is my sincere advice to all the MBA faculty. You write 2 to 3 program specific outcomes and you introduce advanced courses, right? Related to integrating IT in management, something like that. Questions, please. This is my channel name. I have typed in the chat box. This is my channel name. So even the latest video, the need for multidisciplinary universities. Every teacher must go through that. You will have the understanding of multidisciplinary university and the function of a college, function of a university, and with the content, how IITs are transforming themselves into multidisciplinary universities. NITs are transforming themselves into multidisciplinary universities. So autonomous colleges must transform themselves into multidisciplinary colleges. Even affiliated colleges must be transforming into multidisciplinary colleges. That is the order of the day in the world. So that is discussed in that. Questions, please. See, in some workshops, there will be lots of questions beyond time. I shall be happy to answer your questions. Dr. Ashish Shunekar, Dr. Ankush Giri, Dr. Praveen Bulhani. Do you have any questions, please? Because those names I am able to see here. Yeah, Dr.
No, sir.
Praveen
No,
Bulhani. Yeah.
no, sir. Thank you. Very informative session, sir. Uh,
Do you have clarity on mapping between course outcomes and program outcomes? How do you map course outcomes and program outcomes and program specific outcomes? Do you have clarity in that? That is the most important point. There are 3 mapping tables in this. The first mapping table is between program educational objectives and mission statements. That is the first mapping table. Second mapping table is between program outcomes and program specific outcomes on one side and program educational objectives on the other side. That is the second mapping table. The third mapping table is for every course outcomes and program specific outcomes horizontally. Vertically, course outcomes, 6 course outcomes or 5 course outcomes. The idea is when the student has achieved all the course outcomes, he or she must have achieved the program outcomes and program specific outcomes. If the program outcomes and program specific outcomes are achieved, then the student must have achieved the graduate attributes and program educational objectives. That is the idea. And your lecturing method is no longer valid in outcome-based education, right? So you should have, along with the lecture method, you cannot avoid it. Along with even the lecture method can be more interactive. Then at least in every class of 60 minutes, 15 minutes minimum must be used for activity by the student. That is important. Active, that is the meaning of active learning strategies. And every week there must be home assignment. Students must be actively engaged inside the classroom and outside the classroom. So the traditional method is no longer valid in outcome-based education. All the affiliated colleges must be transformed into autonomous colleges by 2035. I'll be happy if you have questions, if you ask me questions. Questions, please. Till time is there, questions. You can ask me on any topic, not only on outcome-based education, on any topic of your choice. The field is open. And please reduce the syllabus, quantity of the syllabus, so that you can include active learning strategies in the classroom. You can analyze many case studies in management, unknown case studies outside even in the home assignment also. You can think of mini project for every course. Engineering courses and management courses, you can think of mini project for about 20% of marks weightage. Instead of assignments, you can think of mini project for weightages, 20% marks. IIIT Hyderabad is an example for providing mini projects for every course. That is when you provide mini project, if possible group project, then use a jigsaw project method wherein every student is accountable for his task. You divide that project into 3 tasks. Let each student choose one task. Let each student be accountable for his or her task. So by mini project approach, the students will achieve the graduate attributes, many of the graduate attributes: self-learning, lifelong learning, collaboration and teamwork, right? Professional ethics, research-related skills, critical thinking, and all graduate attributes can be achieved when you have mini project attached for every course, besides the major project in the final year. So there are many advances going on in teaching learning strategies and assessment strategies. You must be aware of the advances going on and implement on a continuous basis. Revise your assessment strategies once in every year or once in 2 years. And improve upon your pedagogy. Improve upon integrating ICT, information and communication technology, in your pedagogy and assessment. So a lot of things can be done in pedagogy. Only when you implement all these, you can implement outcome-based education in true spirit. Your pedagogy has to be changed, your assessment strategies have to be changed in order to implement outcome-based OBE in true spirit. Right. So last call for questions.
Sir, I think if
Yeah,
there are no more
if
questions,
there are no questions, you can kindly conclude, sir.
yeah, sir, yeah. So on
And
behalf of
PPT can kindly be shared with all the participants, sir.
yeah, sir, yeah, definitely, sir, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Right.
Yeah, so on behalf of Malvi Mission Teacher Training Center and Galge Baba Amravati University, I extend my sincere thanks to Professor Aparao for being with us and use a very clear-cut idea towards this outcome. And in spite of your busy schedule, you have shared your precious thought and thought-provoking session and precious time here for us. We are really thankful to you. And with the kind consent of Professor Appar also, I would like to declare that this session will be over here.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Participants, there will be a break of 5 minutes and then we will continue for the next session. Sharp at 3:40. Okay. Hello, Dr. Thomas, sir. Hello, Dr. Thomas, sir. Dear participants, hello. Are you with us? Hello. Friends, now the session will be over and we will not continue for the next session. Okay. So you will get the tomorrow's link and we will continue from the tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. We will stop now.